Okay, for anybody else who hasn't yet gotten your paper, please go grab 2 sheets of paper and a pen. Okay, important part of Barbara's service or message today. Okay, you guys, we are lucky to have Barbara Schreiner-Trudel, who comes to us from Toronto. I love the internationalness of this whole Zoom thing. This is really cool. Her talk today, and so it begins. And she says, with every new beginning, there's a time of reflection, what was, and a time of release, letting go, or forgiveness, and a fresh new start. So setting intentions for each area of life offers us a roadmap for fulfillment and satisfaction. And so it begins. So what do you say? Let's begin.
Well, if that hasn't got us fired up, I don't know what will. So today is really about release and then setting intention. So we've just ended a remarkable year, 2022. Wasn't it great? Well, it was a little step up from 2020 and 2021 for sure. Ernest Holmes wrote, "It is necessary that we release all thoughts as well as things that clutter up our lives. We're reminded that there is something resembling the divine in the intelligence and fearlessness of the organs of our body, in the way they take what is necessary to their sustenance and well-being and release that which is not needed. If the organs of the body followed the average tactics of people in their acquisitive habits, if the lungs hoarded the air they take in, if the heart kept the fresh blood stored within its walls, refusing to allow it to circulate, if the stomach retained the food taken in for nourishment, what a static condition we would have. But the very reverse is true. Such perfect assimilation, elimination, and circulation has never been equaled by humans in anything we have invented." So here we are at the beginning of 2023, and it's an exciting time. It's a new time. And in order for us to move forward, there may be some things we need to let go of. So today, you were asked to get 2 pieces of paper and a pen. And the reason for that is we're going to do a ceremony of release and a ceremony of intention. When we end our year consciously, to sit back and go, what really worked for me last year? What were the things that held me in bondage? What were the things that I struggled with? Or what is it that, frankly, I am done with? And what we want to do is get a clear sense of what those things are and let them go. Normally, this would be done as a burning bowl, but don't go burning anything in your house. You might set off your smoke detector and who knows what else. But what you can do, the first thing we're going to do is a release. And when we do that, you'll be given a couple of minutes to write out what it is you want to let go of from 2022 or even prior to that. And once that's all written out, pardon me. Oh my goodness, there's something to release. When you get that written down and you know clearly what it is, then you'll have an opportunity to burn it or shred it or do whatever after the service today. But it'll be allowing you time to write that down. The second part of the service is going to be about creating intention. And again, I'm going to lead you through a meditation and a practice to get some clarity about what 2023, what you intend for this year, what you dream about or hope for, would love to accomplish in the different areas of your life. And as you write out those intentions, again, that's a piece of paper you're going to save. And I would invite you to fold it up and put it away and maybe take a look at it once a month to see if you are on track with creating that. So that's what we're doing here this morning, a little bit different than the normal talk that I would give. So I invite you to just relax as we talk about this. When we're moving in life, when we're moving, just like Ernest Holmes suggested, the way the body works, we put food into our stomach, it gets digested, it gets moved around the body to nourish and nurture all the different cells. And then, of course, there is the elimination. So we take something, we use it, and we release it. That's the law of circulation. The law of circulation works in every area of our life, whether it's our relationships, our finances, our careers. Everything is about taking in, receiving, using, and releasing. And how we do that energetically really does create a really happy, harmonious life if we're on point with it. So what we want to do is work within the universe. We want to work within the divine one. So everything in life has its place. And it doesn't matter if you've had the worst year ever or the best year ever. There is something about this year that is complete. And so we don't want to drag it in. We don't want to drag it forward. What we want to do is, in this moment, realize this is a fresh start. This is a new beginning. And it can be anything. See, we've been created in the image and likeness of the Creator. So we are powerful. And I know sometimes we play limited, we play small, but the truth is we're powerful. And when we come to understand that innate power within us and begin to use it intelligently, what happens is life flows in a really beautiful and remarkable way. And we all are able to do that. So the journey that we're on is really about what is it that is seeking to happen through me in this life experience? What am I ready to do? What am I ready to welcome, to engage in? What is it that I really would love to experience? And I want to share with you a reading that I got this morning from Paul Hasselbeck. And that is, if I can find it. So he has some online stuff that he shares, and this is his for today. Fresh start. Today, I manifest a fresh start from my divinity. I begin this year with renewed enthusiasm and a fresh perspective. I feel vibrantly alive. Love, wisdom, energy, and strength are just some of the things I can choose to conscientiously express from my divinity. I decide what I learn from my life experiences. I gracefully release past disappointments with a forgiving heart. I look beyond our amazing human distinctions as I relish that we are one and the same in our divinity. I nurture and develop my skills and talents. I continue to grow and learn. I serve others with a humble heart. This year, I thrive in all areas of life as I remember I am fully divine and fully human. I feel my divinity everywhere I go and in everything I do. Today, I manifest a fresh start from my divinity. And if we go back to the song that Cat Williams sang, I release and I let go. I am only here for God. That statement is a really broad statement of the truth of us, that we are divine and human, that the two together are the ways in which the divine is able to express. It can only happen through us. It can't happen in any other way. So knowing that we are here to serve this higher vision, this higher possibility, creates some, for me anyway, some excitement about what is possible in my life and in my world. So as I look back over 2022, it was a good year for me overall. Lots of change in 2022. And that's a good thing, right? Sometimes, we upset the apple cart a little bit, shift through some things, let go of the dead weight, and create something brand new. And that's where we are now. So I want to ask you right now to join me in meditation. And we're going to go through a meditation process. And at the end of that meditation, I'm going to give you a little bit of time in silence to write on that first piece of paper that which you choose to release, that which you are done with, that you are ready to completely relinquish so that you might have a clean slate and a fresh start for 2023. So I invite you to just quiet your minds. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. And taking a deep breath in and hold and release. One more deep breath and hold and release. One more time. Deep breath in, hold, and release. Allowing yourself to just relax, to be present. I invite you to visualize yourself seated in a beautiful theater. The screen in front of you is blank. And as you get comfortable in your seat, the house lights go down and the screen lights up. And on that screen, I invite you to do a quick review of your year. What was outstanding? And what was challenging? Visualize it in as much detail as you can. Sights, sounds, people. Notice what served you. What has assisted in creating the best possible year for you? Maybe it was a challenge that helped you to grow. Maybe it was a beautiful gift, something enlightening, inspiring. Just notice what it is. And once you have a clear picture, allow the lights to come up in the theater. But let us continue in consciousness, eyes closed. What I know in this moment is that there is one power, one infinite intelligence. It is omniscience, omnipotence, omnipresence. And so I know it's right here where I am. That it is being me. It is the cells of my body. It is the activity of my mind. It is the life that I live, the thoughts that I think. It is everything. Knowing this to be true, I know that 2022 was a gift and a blessing. However it turned out, it has brought me to now. And now is the perfect moment, a perfect time for my life expression to be fulfilled in remarkable, beautiful ways. And I'm ready to release the past, ready to stand in the now, available, present, and willing. My heart is filled with gratitude for the journey that has been. The life that I've lived up to this point. And so with gratitude and grace, knowing that all is well, I release these ideas into the law of mind, knowing it is done. And so it is. So I invite you now to just take your pen and paper and write out what it is that you are ready to release from 2022. Whether it was something challenging or something beautiful. I'll just give you little bit of time for that. Well, what you will do with this paper at some point in time today is burn it. Is a great way to release it completely, a great visual. If you do that, probably your kitchen sink might be the appropriate and safe place, unless you have a burning bin outside that you can put it in. The other thing you could do is put it through the shredder, or even just tear it up into a million pieces and just know, I am done with this. It is complete. I let it go. It's a very powerful experience. When we do it in person, we use flash paper, which is what magicians use. And then it just goes poof. And it's just a great visual of release. So now it is time to set intentions. It's time to prepare the table for a new year, to lay out the fruits and the wine and the beautiful things that will allow it to be all that you imagine it could be. So intentions, I do things a little bit different at the beginning of the year. I know some people like to make resolutions. Oh, I'm going to quit smoking and I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to run a marathon and I'm gonna. And sometimes by the 20th of January or the 3rd, all those have been gone out the door with the wind. But what I like to do, instead of setting goals or resolutions of what I'm not going to do, I like to think about what I intend for my life this year. What is my intention? And I take the areas of life, whether it's career, finances, home, relationships, my spirituality, my health. I take each of those areas and I go into the silence for a few moments. Now, we're not going to have time today to do all of the areas, but this is something you can do for yourself this afternoon, is to take the time to just go into the silence and repeat the phrase, I am health. I am health. I am health. And then allow yourself to sit in that vibration and trusting that the divinity within you will bring to the surface an idea. In that idea, I would like you to write out the intention that comes with that, right? The idea that comes might be, you know what? I choose this year to move more. I'm going to walk 30 minutes a day. And if the weather's too bad, I'll go to my neighborhood mall and I'll walk there. Or in my home, I'll go up and down the stairs, 30, 40 times. That'll get my steps in for the day, right? but I'm going to intend. So we trust the intuition that comes when we set that intention. And just like the previous meditation, I am going to take you through a meditation again on one area of life to allow you to kind of get a feel for it. You can create a life that is warm and beautiful and inviting, that isn't about, I've got to quit this, I've got to stop that, I've got to do the other thing. What I've found in New Thought is that whatever we focus on expands and grows. What we think about becomes our reality. And the interesting thing about the universe is it doesn't really hear no or not. So I'm never going to smoke again, or I'm never going to drink again, or I'm never going to, eat bonbons again, whatever the story is. What happens is the universe gets the message: I'm smoking, I'm drinking, I'm eating, it misses out on that element of the not. The negative doesn't get received. So we want to make sure that in all that we're phrasing things in the way that serves us. So I am health, not I'm going to get healthy. I am it. It's a natural part of my being. The only reason health can be restored is because it never went anywhere. A mask was put over it that I'm going to call COVID or a cold or whatever ailment that I might be experiencing, arthritis, pain, whatever. That is a mask that's been put over my wholeness. My wholeness hasn't gone away. And so when we remember that, we remember also that it can be restored. And I think back to Myrtle Fillmore and the healing that she did of tuberculosis through prayer. Now, it took her a while to do it, right? Reconfiguring our mind to a new idea sometimes takes more than a minute, but she did it. She healed herself of TB in the 1800s. So if she could do it then, we can surely do it now. So what we want to do is whatever area we want to work on, whatever area is most important, I think we should do them all, create some kind of intention for all of them. But today we'll do one. And when we're thinking about the different areas of our life, we want to think about it in a way that's really positive, present, and productive. So I am health is one. If finances are of concern and something that you really want to, improve, I am wealth. I am financially sound. I am living in the flow. I am the two most powerful words that you'll ever come across. With your career, it's I am expressing my true nature in all that I think, say, and do. Again, it's the I am. I am sustained, maintained in this divine presence. When we go into relationships, I am love. I am love. It's that simple. I am love. And it's from that place of love that everything we think, say, and do is going to come out of that energy, right? So in the moment when we're driving down the highway and somebody cuts us off and whatever, instead of, waving in fancy ways, we might just go, wow, I bless you. I love you. I let you find your way, your path, whatever, to honor that. We find a way of shifting our perspective. My dog this morning he's a senior, so, he has to go out often. And he wanted to go out like every 10 minutes. And I'd let him out and let him in, let him out, let him in. And I'm like, okay, enough already. I made him sit on his mat and behave. It's like there's energy that we can get frustrated about, but what we want is what we are seeking for. And that's what we want to pay attention to. So for me, one of the things I'm working on is patience. There's two places where I get impatient. One is on the phone. Oh, press 1 for this, or 2 for that, or 3 for the other thing. And none of them are the things you want, right? And so you press a number and then you get a person, they go, I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. Let me put you back on hold. So meanwhile, 45 minutes later, you're still on hold. And finally, a human being comes on the line and all you want to do is say, come on, fix this. So for me, I'm working on patience with that, just to go, no, this is God on the other end of the line. This is a divine being on the other end of the line. Take a breath. It's not their fault that you've been on hold for 35 minutes. Just take a breath. So it's reminding ourselves moment by moment when we set an intention. The power of intention is that it pops into our mind when we're missing it. So in the moment when I want to go, oh, for crying out loud, why aren't you answering your calls? What happens is it's like, I am love expressing. I am love. Oh, okay. Well, love doesn't express that way, right? Love is going to honor the person on the other end of the line. Love is going to honor my own self and my frustrations and go, you know what? This doesn't define you. And we begin. So we want to create ideas that allow us to move into the new year with a really positive framework. When it comes to, changing a habit, for example, when we want to change a habit, more often than not, we focus on the thing, right? I remember years ago when I quit smoking, and I had tried numerous times to quit. And every time it was, okay, I'm making a resolution, I'm quitting this year. And, 45 minutes later, I'd light up again. And it wasn't working. Like all my energy was on, I gotta quit, I gotta quit, I gotta quit. And really what ended up happening is I continued to smoke. I had a spiritual epiphany, and about 6 days later, I had an awareness. And the awareness was that if I continue to smoke the way I am, I will be hauling an oxygen tank around by the time I'm 40. And I thought, that doesn't really suit me. And I thought, wow, this is the temple of God. This is the temple of God. And I do not have the right to destroy it. That idea was so powerful. I quit smoking the next morning. I butted out that last cigarette and said to my girlfriend who I was having coffee with, I went, that's the last cigarette you'll see me smoke until the next one. And that was like 40 years ago next month. So, and at the time I smoked 4 packs of cigarettes a day. So I was a heavy smoker, but I quit, never had a craving, nothing. Why? Because the mind runs everything. Our thinking controls it all. What we think about, we bring about. When we are focused on a problem, we're focused on the problem. And whatever we resist, whatever we focus on, that expands and grows. So we want to change it. The reason my quitting smoking was so easy that time when I couldn't do it any other time was there was a whole different mode in my head. It was like, wow, this is the temple of God. I don't have a right to destroy it. And it was that new idea that immediately erased everything prior to it. I didn't need to know why I smoked so much. I didn't need to know anything about that. All I needed to know was, you know what, I'm done. And here's why. This is a temple and it deserves my care. So when we come up with an idea that's strong, a new idea that really lands us in a new way, what happens is there is a shift that occurs that's really powerful. So that's what we're here to do today. Release the old and set a new intention. So let us join together in meditation. And we're going to do a brief meditation about creating space for that new idea to be birthed. So let us join together now. Taking a deep breath in, closing your eyes if you're comfortable. Another deep breath in. And again, see yourself seated in a lovely theater. Screen in front of you is blank. And as the lights go down, there is a projection on the screen. Imagine one area of life that has your attention right now. And imagine it in the most beautiful, perfect, remarkable ways. See yourself achieving something wonderful, whether it's health or career, finances, relationships. See it complete. And trust as you focus on this one area that whatever intuitively rises to the surface, allow that to be your focus. What I know in this moment is that the power and presence of God is fully felt, known, and realized. That in this moment I awaken to a new reality, and I intend for it to be fabulous. I create a life, a journey, a possibility that is fulfilling and satisfying in all ways. And I know that as I move forward, the magnificence of spirit is fully realized through my life experience. And for that, I'm deeply, deeply grateful. So filled with peace and gratitude as I allow this screen to dissipate, and as I return to this moment, I come with a clear intention, and I set that intention for the year to come. I know that all is well, and so it is. We'll just take a moment to allow you to write down anything that may have come. Now, the song, I Can See Clearly Now.
So that was neat. Thank you, Barbara. Get rid of the old, in with the new. Here we go. Piece of housekeeping.